Hi guys, I'm Dina Weber from SAPA Sourdough and Pastry. Welcome to our bakery here in Mysore and welcome to How To by Navilua. Today we're going to make a really straightforward, amazing, easy to replicate at home 72% dark chocolate custard together. We were kind of discussing what should we make for this how-to session, and I was thinking, should we make a choux or an eclair or a chocolate tart? And then it became like really complex and all the steps, and then I was like, wait, like if I'm at home and I want to make something for me or my daughter, I would never ever make a choux or a tart. That's just way too complicated. I would just make a custard, and that's pretty easy when you have good chocolate at home. So you need to use good chocolate for this.
Chocolate must never be touched by human hands.
The flavor from this custard comes from good egg yolks, good butter, good sugar, and mainly amazing chocolate. So make sure you use the best chocolate you can find, and Navilua is a great pick for that.
Without a doubt.
And you need very few ingredients. Most of them you'll just have at home. We have half a liter of milk. We have 100 gram of sugar, 32 gram of cornstarch, 5 egg yolks that are already separated from the egg white, 50 gram of butter, 120 gram 72% single origin dark chocolate by Navilua. And we'll start by heating up the milk. While the milk heats up, we are going to whisk together the egg yolks, the sugar, and the cornstarch. Make it into a really nice, smooth, homogeneous paste. Add part of the hot milk into that mixture. Bring that back into the main milk. Bring it to a boil. Take it off from the heat. And then we are going to melt the chocolate into the heat, that the chocolate doesn't burn and retains all its nice flavor. And we'll add the butter.
I think I might add this one to my notebook cookbook.
So I'll start by heating up the milk on our stove. While the milk heats up, I'm going to add the egg yellows into my sugar cornstarch mix. I'll just bring it all in, and I just whisk this together until it's a really nice and smooth paste. So the egg yellow and the cornstarch are the thickeners in this custard, but egg yellow starts to curdle if it's like rapidly heated. So we are going to add it into the warm milk, mix it really well, and then heat the custard mix slowly so that nothing gets burnt or curdled up, and we get a really nice, silky, smooth custard. So the milk is already hot, not fully boiling, but hot. So we are going to pour part of the milk into the egg sugar mixture. Mix that up really well. Add some more just so that the temperatures are not too far apart from each other and the egg yellow doesn't start to cook when it's added into the hot milk. And then we just mix that back into the warm milk. You just make sure that this is really well mixed, and we're going to bring this to a boil really slowly, that nothing gets stuck on the bottom of the pan.
It was the best advice I was ever given.
Once you see the custard starting to get thick at the bottom, you can always reduce the heat and mix faster so that you make sure everything gets smooth and heated evenly. Now this was boiling for like a minute and it got fairly thick, but the custard will get thicker due to the chocolate, so it doesn't have to be a fully thick and rich custard yet. You can just add your chocolate into this and let it melt. Because we use the chef's chocolate from Navilua, we get slightly larger blocks, and I just chop it up beforehand that it melts easier. If you have the chocolate bars, you can obviously just break it up and add it into your custard mix. And you can see this is already melting. And this for me, I know I refer to like my mom's cooking a lot, but it's very cheesy, but it's true. Like for me, food is emotion, memory, what you've eaten when you went onto that holiday, or we always had this buttermilk lemon ice cream cone when we went to the sea. So the chocolate is melted and mixed into the custard, and in our bakery we use a stick blender to emulsify all the liquids and the solids from the chocolate fully, that it gets really smooth and firm. Even with the butter, we do the same thing, which I add now, so that that also melts in. And technically, we add the butter at a very specific temperature, and then we use the stick blender to emulsify it to get like the perfect consistency. But at home, nobody does that, and it gives a perfectly fine custard. So I'm also not going to emulsify it now, because this is for anybody how to at home, not how to at your bakery. If I eat a custard at home from a glass, it doesn't necessarily need the same characteristics as other custards that you use in a pastry shop. So depending on what you make, you can add more egg yolk or cornstarch to make it thicker or less thick. So if I'm just going to eat a custard at home from a glass like this, I want it to be creamy and a little bit runny. I don't want it to be completely set. Other than that, basically all custard recipes are the same. It's the same with croissant recipes or a ganache recipe. What else? Or a sourdough bread recipe. They're all the same structure, just the ratios vary slightly, and you can find your own ratio that you like at home for yourself, what flavors you like. Yeah. So everything is melted and incorporated, and this is a really nice, smooth texture, very chocolate. So I'm just going to fill this into my cups, and then I'm going to add a few toppings, and then we're good. Maybe at home I would rather use chocolate granola or some crunchy thing for texture. I have some freeze-dried raspberries for the acidity, and I forgot the rum. I forgot rum. I actually planned on adding some rum in the custard, which goes very, very well with the dark chocolate. You add to taste, literally. I would just pour maybe a few shots into that, but I forgot. I have a few freeze-dried raspberries. I have some chocolate-coated creatine that we make here, but you can use a chocolate granola, anything crunchy for a texture change, and just some microbeans. You can use a mint leaf, whatever you have at home. So I'm just going to add this on the top. And the acidity of the raspberries just always goes really well with dark chocolate. It's like a foolproof combination. Even if you have some raspberry compote at home or some cooked cherries. I mean, you can add anything. You can add a whipped cream to it. You can add orange jam or candied orange peel. Anything really goes because it's chocolate. So you have endless possibilities in this. Garnishes, I basically just want to add some texture, some color, a little pop in the mouth. So the acidity of the raspberries goes really well with chocolate. I love the combination of raspberry and chocolate, dark chocolate especially. Even if you have a raspberry compote or cooked sour cherries or candied orange peel, it's great. A crunchy chocolate granola, some microbeans just for the nice color difference. Okay, so I'm Dina Weber and you're at SAPA in Mysore, and you've just learned how to make this amazing, delicious dark chocolate custard.